On IMDb, Winner 55 says Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope is the beginning of the end. Paul to the Corinthians. When I was a child, I thought as a child and played as a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish things. I was living near New York City when this film was first released. I think this was a test release in the New York area. The original promo suggested a serious science fiction story along the lines of the cult favorite Dune. It bombed. Shortly afterward, on re-release, Lucas got the promo he really wanted. Part fairy tale, part Jungian myth, part retro serial, and the rest is history. But the history of what? This film marks the beginning of the end of serious filmmaking in America. Fairy tales are for children. The old serial films were fun but badly made. And Jungian myths constitute a debatable psychobabble theory. Thus, what Lucas was really telling his audience in both film and promo was that we all needed to be children watching bad films written by Carl Jung, or at least Jungian literary theorist Joseph Campbell, who was actually hired as consultant on this film. Humans, to maintain their self-respect, need to grapple with difficult moral issues. We need to mature and to learn how to relate to other human beings in complex and sometimes difficult situations, and we need the freedom to think for ourselves in such matters, to risk our own happiness and to live with the consequences. No one is saying that children should not enjoy fairy tales, and perhaps they really do need these for psychological development. But even eventually, children need to grow up to stop being children. Star Wars would not have been so damaging to this culture if it had presented itself as a children's film. But Lucas was quite explicitly targeting an as audience burnt out hippies, participants of the failed cultural revolution of the 60s. And in doing so, he began steering them toward the political decisions that will at least put our culture and its economy and its future into terrible jeopardy. Voting for Reagan, selfishly demanding tax cuts, mockery of dissent and dissenters, and flocking into paganistic, fundamentalist Christian churches seeking spiritual awakening, and as many now proclaim, apocalypse. Well, obviously, just one movie isn't going to accomplish all that. What the success of Star Wars did was to distract adult attention from ethically mature films where moral choices could be examined in their complexity, to such an extent that Hollywood, never all that supportive of such films anyway, simply stopped making such films for a time. The bottom came in 1985, when the best two films to use truly cinematic storytelling to wrestle with mature choices were from Japan: Kurosawa's Ran and Godzilla 1985. And you know the world's doomed when a big green lizard has to be the one to make you ask important questions about the ecology and history and whatever place in the larger universe our tiny species finds itself. I mentioned Godzilla, not simply for rhetorical effect. Like the old fairy tales, Godzilla is best appreciated by the young and the young at heart. Like the old serial films, Godzilla films are filled with gaffes and silliness. Like the typical Jungian myth or archetype, Godzilla calls to some deeper part of our psyche, which is why we are entertained by his appearance. But unlike Star Wars, the Godzilla films never insist that they are the only show around, or at least the only worth viewing. And unlike Star Wars, they never pretend to be better than they are, or that they're accomplishing some necessary cultural mission. And unlike Star Wars, they do not insist that we remain forever young, only that we respect our having once been young and that we respect the youth of others. And unlike Star Wars, they are inherently democratic, not because they insist we all be individuals, but rather that they insist we are all already individuals. And yet to survive, we must come together and learn to depend on one another. Democracy only has value to a collective of individuals, a human society. Rabid individualists are monsters, rather like Godzilla's most intractable foe, King Ghidorah. Well, that's a big argument. For those who prefer simple solutions, Star Wars is a crude, fascist, socially scam that the ex-hippies foisted on what was once a great culture. whether it will ever achieve greatness again or whether it shall have cinema when it does remains open to question. Quote, now we see as through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. 1 star.
Wow.
So he didn't like the movie.
He didn't like it. I don't think he liked it very much.
If you're still listening, thank you so much.
And good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's really all we have time for. So.
I thought my dramatic reading of that was pretty good, all things considered.
It was. He did a great job.
Yeah, no, great reading.
Yeah. That wasn't the issue.
I didn't realize the R word was down in there.
Yeah,
I'll censor that out.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if I turned on a podcast, okay, and it started with this fucking pretentious horse shit, I'd be like, I'll catch him next week.
No, I'd be hooked because it's clearly not our opinion. I'm reading the opinion of some psychopath on IMDb.
He doesn't mention like one aspect of the movie.
He doesn't talk about Star Wars at all.
No.
He goes on rants about democracy and Reagan and Godzilla and Carl Jung.
Also, he said it bombed. Like it was literally the movie that like made Blockbuster a word because of how popular it was.
Actually, technically, that was Jaws in 1975. Previous
was
episode.
It really?
Check it out. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was this one.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, this made more money for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still, it definitely didn't bomb either way.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
I'm Mark.
Yes, we nailed it. And we are back talking about
that.
What?
Don't say we nailed it.
We nailed it.
Just nail it and keep moving.
No, we got to praise ourselves. Mark, if we don't praise ourselves, who will?
My mom.
Our wives.
You think they listen to this?
Mine does.
Laura listens to it as I edit it, and then she often goes, "You should probably cut that."
I mean, that's valuable.
Yeah,
that's valuable input, though.
And I go, "Fuck off."
Oh well, shit.
Guys, how you doing? Same time. Okay, Mark's first. All right, that's cool. I said same time.
I said the same time as you said same time.
I'm good. How are you, Robbie?
Good. We're already off the rails. Winter 55 totally threw me off with that review.
Yeah. Totally threw you off, yeah.
Well, 1977. Would you say that is?
We haven't even mentioned the movie we're doing, I don't think.
Oh, it's Star Wars.
We're doing
the original Star Wars.
The original Star Wars from the year of our Megazord, 1977.
A New Hope.
Reviewing. Go ahead.
Oh, A New Slope. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're reviewing the literary works of Carl Jung.
I was reading when I was looking up trivia for our famous segment Trivia, and apparently George Lucas in 1981 he came up with this is episode 4.
Yeah.
I thought that was a revelation that happened like in the 90s when he was like, oh, I'm making prequels, so that's actually episode 4. But all the way back in 1981 he was like, this is episode 4. I started on the 4th one. Deal with it.
He failed math very early.
Well, I think he claims that was like always the intent, but he was like, well, I didn't want to be like, here's episode 4 and confuse people in the middle of a thing, and also they didn't know if they were getting more movies, so.
Well, that's why this movie is smart, because he didn't know if he was getting another movie after this, so it does wrap up quite nicely at the end.
Yeah. It does kind of just. We'll get into it. Right now, it's 1977. It's the year of our Megazord, and that's pretty cool.
Eddie, what were the top movies from 1977?
Let me tell you. Number 1 was Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope.
Oh, that's this episode.
That's this. Yeah.
Wow.
It made $1 billion trillion zillions.
Wow, holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 2 was The Deep.
Oh, it's about the listener's mom's vagina.
Wow.
I see. You know what's funny? When I was writing that joke earlier about that movie, I was like, do I say Andy? But I have too much respect for Andy's mom to say that about his mother.
My mom's a saint.
So that is strictly about you, the listener.
Mm.
Okay.
You used to work with my mom.
That's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's true.
How about number 3 was a future episode, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Not about Andy, because no one could love him.
True.
Wow.
True. Everyone in my life reminds me constantly.
Yep. That's what this podcast is for.
Number 4 is what people say when Robbie walks into a room. Oh, God.
Is that the movie?
That's what the movie's called. It's called Oh, God.
I was waiting for like an insult to come.
Nope, that's it. They're just like, here's this fucking guy.
They say, oh God, because the minute I walk in, they all come.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
My aura is so radiant.
Wow. Number 5 is The Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Ugh.
No good? I've never seen
the original's amazing, and I feel like all the sequels
of course.
just, yeah.
I actually rewatched the original not too long ago, and I said, this holds up.
It does, yeah.
It really does.
I think it's great. The acting is great. It's funny. It's scary. It's
all the above.
One of my favorite movies.
It's excellent.
Never seen it.
Oh, Robbie, maybe one of these. Oh, I'm so spooked out of my George Kataba. Maybe one of those will do it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I fell off a cliff as I said that one.
Is that the top 5?
Yep, that's the top 5.
Really? You know what you didn't mention? I'm surprised. Saturday Night Fever? That's what I call syphilis.
Yeah.
That's number 9 on the list.
Oh.
Wow.
What about Heroin Busters? It's about guys that cum black tar heroin.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, that was number 8. Number 9 is Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Wait, was that Heroin Busters a real movie?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I don't think it's about guys that cum heroin.
It just kind of rolled off Andy, so I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, do we already know about this? What's going on?
Andy no-sells my jokes he doesn't like and just moves on.
I've known Robbie for a very long time.
Disney's The Rescuers, are they considered first responders?
Yeah.
Are they heroes? So we salute them as they walk by. They get discounts and shit, those 2 little mice.
Yeah. When they go to human stores, they get discounts.
Right.
That's where word of mouth that I say at the end of every episode, that's where it comes from.
A movie called Why Shoot the Teacher? This is America, bruh.
It's par for the course, brother.
Ugh.
A movie about my cousin, Annie Hall.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Known all-around good guy, Woody Allen.
Yeah. Just generally speaking.
Genitally speaking.
Yeah.
He's a terrible man.
Yeah.
Oh, and Andy, a movie about you came out. Orca. Because you're a fucking whale.
Because I'm a whale. Actually, technically, they're not a whale. Oh, wait, no. Yes, they are. I'm sorry. I was thinking...
Yeah, they're mammals. They're not fish.
Are they whales or are they porpoise?
They're porpoises. Orcas?
Orcas.
Yeah, they're porpoises.
Ah, I was right.
Yeah.
Wow. My penis just hit the floor.
I don't have a porpoise to live anymore.
Yeah. Orcas are to whales as koalas are to bears.
As in,
like
filled
whale
with
sharks are to
chlamydia.
sharks?
Yeah, exactly. No, are whales. It is a shark.
Like Andy is to a human being?
Robbie,
Exactly.
You're cutting deep, Robbie.
Now you're understanding metaphors.
Ever read about koalas and how koalas are all like just filled to the brim with chlamydia?
Yeah, chlamydia, yeah.
What?
I heard
Yeah.
about it.
Andy knows firsthand, doesn't he?
That's how I got my chlamydia.
Yeah.
Koala.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They tried to make a pun about it. They're like, koala media? I don't know.
They go, that's
like
a
the-
Rob level pun, so we're not gonna go with that.
The doctor had my results. He's like, "Hey, you got koala." I'm sorry, you have chlamydia. I'm sorry.
And you're eating a branch of eucalyptus as he's talking to you.
And he's all lethargic. 'Cause apparently, like, what they eat does nothing for them, gives them no nutrients. That's why they sleep like 20 hours a day.
Uh-huh.
They're just like evolution just shit them out. It's just like this thing could barely live, but it's cute.
Koalas just eat and fuck all day.
And they complain about like the Zack Snyderverse being canceled on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, no, people who do that have no sex.
True. Yeah,
those people aren't getting chlamydia.
All right, should we talk about Star Wars?
I believe we should. Had you guys seen this before?
Yes.
I had seen this when I was like 9, when because that's when The Phantom Menace came out, and everybody was like, Star Wars, Star Wars. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Went to the library, rented it, and I said, this is some of the most boring shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Now, that was 9-year-old Andy, okay?
Yes.
I rewatched it for this podcast, the Royds Review podcast.
I'm glad you did that. I would have been kind of annoyed if you didn't. If I'm being honest, I would have been pissed.
Okay, I understand. I rewatched it, and it's not bad.
Well, it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I said it's not bad.
Yeah, which means it's good.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's good enough.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fair. I'll give you that one.
The thing is, like, because this is pretty much what everything's based on.
Yeah.
It seems like by the numbers stuff, but this is what it's by the numbers because everything preceding this was like, we got to do that. That made a trillion zillions. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So this is pretty like standard stuff, but it's the first one. So cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We got any questions?
All right. And let's wrap it up again tonight, guys.
Yeah.
So we get this opening scroll. There's a revolution occurring. Rebellion has stolen Death Star plans, and Princess Leia is delivering them. I do like in this opening scroll, because we just watched Rogue One, like, hey, the Rebellion has the plans, and we just watched that. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought Rogue One really flows very well into this movie. Also, I'm going to say a lot of things to deliberately piss off Star Wars fans.
That's fine.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, and it's kind of fun. So my first note is the score is brilliant, which everybody knows. Yeah, it's a brilliant score.
Well, you're really going to anger people with that one.
Yeah,
that's
it's
radiant.
It's
has
radiant.
Always been a divisive figure in Star Wars.
Okay,
arguably the greatest music composer of all time. Yeah, you know, he's really good.
My next note is opening crawl. Hey, the old saying, tell, don't show. Great stuff.
I'll give you that. But this opening space battle looks really good for 1977.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all models.
I think it looks good, period.
Yeah.
It's all miniatures. It's amazing.
In fact, all the CGI that they put in the Disney Plus Virgin,
yeah.
Yep.
Really makes it look like shit.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's not a virgin, because they fucked it.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah, it looks awful. It's especially now, like in 4K, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
I think it's funny because they were like, oh, we could make this look better. Like CGI is never gonna any better than it does in this exact moment. Let's fucking ruin this classic.
But also it was on VHS. So like, you know what I mean? Like they had different like resolution standards and stuff. It's upscaled so much now that like the only thing that looks good is the real stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But like, why not? I mean, Disney, they own Star Wars now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do the original one?
They don't want to.
Oh, like why not release the theatrical? There's a lot of debate about that. According to George Lucas, the original, like a hard copy of the original doesn't exist anymore because they like overwrote the originals when they made the special edition. I don't believe it personally. That sounds like a really dumb idea.
Yeah, that's total bullshit.
Aren't there copies like
on like
home release copies?
Yeah, like Laserdisc, sure, but like you can only get so much out of that. Really, there are people, there are like fans that have kind of combed through and taken stuff and like spliced it all together. Like they take the 4K stuff and then they splice in the whatever would have been missing from the original stuff, but it's still hard to watch because then all of a sudden there's still just a jarring quality change, just as there would be if it was CGI.
I have a coworker who did that.
Yeah.
He gave me a copy of it. I haven't watched it yet.
Wow,
yeah,
you got a
like
virgin coworker. That's pretty cool.
The silver screen edition or something like that. And they're updating it constantly, but the last time I watched it, it's either way you're gonna get jarred because of something looking weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking pickle over here. I'm gonna get jarred. You know what I'm saying?
Very good. I mean, shit's already looking weird when they're forcing in these CGI things in the background because it's all goofy shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's never just something in the background walking. It's always something that's meant to grab your attention. Like, dudes falling off their creature.
Yeah.
Or like
and
two creatures.
Like they hit the ground and they bounce in like that PS2 way.
Yeah.
Like, because they didn't get physics right back then. And like, I'm sure that looked fine in, 2000.
I hated
it's rough, man.
Han Solo in the Jabba the Hutt scene.
Yes,
he's like so airbrushed in there. It's like
yeah.
Well, but isn't that so funny when he steps on his tail?
Yeah. What was so funny when that scene was originally with just a regular guy, just being a guy, and then they changed Jabba the Hutt to be, I mean, for the better. I mean, he's iconic now, but obviously that's why they just
wait. That was just a guy.
Originally, Jabba the Hutt was just a dude with like he was just like a big guy.
Huh.
Jabba the Hutt was just going to be an ordinary man originally.
And they made him a slugman.
A slugman, yeah. Jabba the Hutt slugman is the Hutt-Slugman is the family name.
As R2-D2 and C-3PO are escaping the ship at the very beginning, C-3PO says we're doomed twice in the first like 20 minutes. And right away I'm going, this dude is so fucking annoying.
Yeah, my first note for them is these fucking guys.
Yeah. Well, R2's great though.
Yeah, I got no hate for R2, but C-3PO can eat a dick.
Yeah. No, he's
I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care about these robots. Especially because like the next like 20 minutes of the film is them landing in the desert. And then he's like, you're going that way, I'm gonna go this way. Fuck you. And they split up, and then they both get captured by the same people, and they end up together again. The hell was the point of that?
Just to establish
You're
the characters.
My fucking time.
Well, I think to show that they're very they're friends, but they think very differently, and they also have their own mind. So I think they're trying to establish that hey, these guys are sentient and they're not just like robots.
Okay, sure. Why 20 minutes though? It's just like watching a robot roll through the desert for like 15 minutes.
It was not that long. It was bullshit. Dude, bullshit.
He hears something. He turns around. He's like, "Oh shit!" He keeps rolling, and he hears another thing. He turns around. Oh shit! Nothing. Okay.
That scene at most was
3.5 minutes.
That scene at most feels like 40 years.
You are wrong. You are so wrong.
It's bad. It's bad.
You're crazy.
Because you know what? As soon as I turn this on,
you're bored because you wanted to be bored.
No, as soon as I turn this on, okay?
It's a slow start.
I turn it on. They go to the desert. They split up, and I'm struggling to keep my eyes open.
That's struggling.
Wild. And then C-3PO's like, he's walking. He's like, oh, R2, he's such a stubborn son of a bitch. And then the same thing with him. He's like, huh? Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking. Huh? Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna keep. Why? Why you do? George Lucas does this. He did it in The Phantom Menace. He does everything twice. He's like, well, they won't get it, so let me do it again. Like we talked about it in Phantom Menace. Go check that episode out. They're with the fish, right? They're in the underwater place, and the big fish is chasing the boat, right? And they're like, oh shit! And then a bigger fish eats that fish, and he goes, "There's always a bigger fish." And then the same thing happens again.
Yes,
like a bigger fish eats that fish, and he's like, there's always a bigger fish. You just said that. That just happened. Why did you do that twice? That's weird. It's bad. George Lucas is not good.
He's a terrible director.
He's bad at this.
Is that would be a really good like point to make, especially in Star Wars, when there's always like the bigger bad behind the guy that you think is the bad guy. And like it's a good point to make, but just doing it again is like, all right, we got it. It was like a 4-minute scene. We understand, so we don't need to do it again.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
I don't know, man. I didn't hate this openings. I don't hate them walking through the desert.
Oh no, I don't mind that. I was just talking to
this established a tone for me that I was like, this movie is going to be boring as shit because I remembered it being boring from me being a 9-year-old. Luckily, I am wrong. It picks up.
Yeah.
Well,
It
like,
does.
I'm looking at this and we're kind of world building here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, we're
sure.
settling into the movie. It's world building. We're learning that there's Jawas, these little creatures who are just going to take scraps and sell it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
We
like
get to learn the personalities of both R2D2 and C3PO. I don't know. I didn't think this takes too long.
No,
I
it
don't know.
doesn't.
It was.
It's a little slow, but I see both of your points of view. Honestly, I agree with you, Rob. I think it's establishing these characters in the world, but I could also see that, like, from me wanting to sit down and watch an action movie, and then this is like right after 2 minutes of action. I'd be like, okay, what's going on here? Let's
Yeah, and it makes it seem like these robots are the main characters.
In a way, they are.
And I was like, that sucks. I don't like either of these guys. One's a fucking tin can, and the other's an annoying tin can.
I think what helps is because we see Leia put the disc or the message in R2D2.
Gross.
So we need to see.
He's like, oh yeah, baby.
It's a gross.
But so, like, we kind of need to see what happens to these guys, because if all of a sudden Luke Skywalker's just buying them, people are going, oh, they both got captured by Jawas. I guess they could show that. They could just be like, oh, you just assume they got captured, but now we don't know anything about their personalities.
Right. And I like how, like you said, it is building the world, and I like how that world is like kind of seedy and gross.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just like people selling shit, and like it's all not above board.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like how like dirty and shitty Star Wars, like the Star Wars worlds are.
It feels lived in.
Yeah, it feels lived in. It feels like a dangerous place, and it's it's cool. I like that. Like nowhere's really safe.
Yeah.
You know what was cool about the desert? That giant sandworm skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crate dragon.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We see one of those guys in The Mandalorian.
We do, yes. Mandalorian's a good show, Andy. You should watch it.
We'll see, Robbie. We'll get through all these Star Wars, and if my interest is piqued, I'll check it out.
That's fair. I did like when R2 wakes up and they wake up with all the droids. I do like seeing all the designs, especially the design of that first droid they show.
The like the marionette droid with the creepy smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that guy.
I like the design. But then they show one that is just a literal garbage can with
the
legs.
gonk. It's my favorite. He just walks around going gonk, gonk. I love him. He's my favorite.
But it's a literal garbage can. You see the opening and shit. Now you get like the flap.
Yeah. It's like a NASA community college garbage can. Yeah.
I like how when we first see Vader, he like walks in and he just like puts his hands on his hips. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very funny pose for such an intimidating guy to just have.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on here?
It's like a hero's pose. It's strange.
Yeah.
You know?
And it is funny to see, like, after watching the prequels and then seeing Vader in this, he's like way more competent as Vader than he was as Anakin.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he's had 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. And that's cool. But like I said, when we did Rogue One, check that episode out. He's not tearing it up nearly as much as he was in that movie. In that fucking 10 seconds he was in the other movie.
Yeah.
The coolest scene I've ever seen with Darth Vader.
Right.
Granted, it's just that and this. So hopefully there's more. But I have a feeling it peaked. I have a feeling it peaked, though. Right?
It's pretty awesome when he's choking guys out. I don't know.
That was cool. The boardroom scene, yeah, that was
gross,
cool.
Robbie.
I liked how, like, as soon as that guy was like questioning, it was like, you and your fucking weird space magic, shut up. And he's like, shut up. I'll show you the space magic. He chokes him. He's like, your mother's a bitch. I think it was verbatim the line he says.
I mean, Vader's it gets better, like the light, just like the fighting, and it gets more competent as the series goes on, of course.
Yeah.
What I always, every time I watch this, I have to keep in mind that, because it's so funny to me that what's his name, the guy that was actually in the suit, he didn't know that they were going to dub him. Yeah, so he's probably given it all, like his performance of a lifetime. And yeah, people on set were like, wow, that's weird. Like Darth Vader's just going to be like some Scottish guy. And
Really? I didn't know that. That's pretty
yeah, and he didn't know.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
cool. Donkey.
He was ahead of his time. Yeah, and he had no idea. So I think that's hilarious. Like him going to the movie theaters with all his friends. He's like, "Oh, I'm the main bad guy. He's gonna love it." And he's like, "I don't remember redoing those lines. This is weird."
We meet Luke Skywalker and his aunt and uncle. They're buying these droids. The red R2 has a flaw, so they buy R2D2. Luke watches this message, and Leia's like, "Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi." And Luke goes, "Is that Ben Kenobi? I don't know."
I was kind of confused about the name. What's the difference between Ben Kenobi and Obi-Wan? Like,
Ben Kenobi is just a fake name.
It's just a fake name.
oh,
Yeah, I don't know why he shouldn't have kept his last name.
That's
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I went into hiding. Okay, but you kept Kenobi. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Stands out, you know.
All right.
If anything, I would have changed the last name.
Yeah, a lot of times
Yeah.
when they're taking your registering you, they don't even need your first name. So like,
Yeah. When the robots finally get to Luke, like he asks them if they know anything about the conflict between the rebels and the Empire.
Yeah.
And C-3PO's like, no. The bad guy fucking built you. What are you talking about?
yeah,
He's like, nah, I know some, but I'm not really. Yeah, it's not interesting.
You literally traveled the galaxy with
You
the
were
guy
both-
you're looking for.
You were both there the whole time.
well, that's why though at the very end of episode 3 they were just like, erase the memory of the protocol droid.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they covered it up with that. Okay.
Yep. Well, they covered
Okay.
the whole prequel trilogy has 3 movies to explain how we get to where we are, and they don't do any of it until the last like half hour of the last movie. They're like, all right, now let's get everyone where they need to go. Like
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else.
We talked about that in that episode. Check it out. A lot of promos for old episodes.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars, you're doing all the old ones. So
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
Luke asks his uncle about Obi-Wan, and Uncle Owen's like, he's dead, bruh.
Mhm.
He's a dead boy.
Yeah.
And then we get that iconic music as Luke just looks at the 2 moons for a minute, which
Yeah.
that scene just comes out of nowhere. He's just like, he's dead. All right, this guy I never met is dead. All right, he walks outside. It's good. Da, 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 da. He's like,
Yeah.
moons.
those are actually supposed to be suns.
Are those suns?
I think so. Yeah, it's supposed to be a setting sun, isn't it?
I
Maybe
guess.
maybe that's supposed to be moons. I know that Tatooine has more than one sun. It has 2 suns.
I don't know.
But that score in particular is excellent.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
incredible.
And like honestly, if this movie didn't have the music it has, I don't think it would have made nearly as big as an impact as it
Mm-mm.
did.
No.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably for a lot of John Williams movies, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like as I was watching him just look at moons, I was like, "This is good," but it's
Yeah.
not. It's just he's looking at moons. But the
Yeah.
music is so good that you're like, "This is good."
That's
Yeah.
the music just overtakes you, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's the same thing as the opening scroll. Like it's like silence, and then it's like, ba-da!
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it
Gets you
just
pumped.
and it just
Yeah.
punches you in the fucking face.
yeah. No, it's. I think if they got anybody else, this movie would be like it would have its fans, but it wouldn't have lasted 40, 50 years. You
I
know.
wonder what this movie would have looked like if like Danny Elfman did it, you know?
R2 runs off, and Luke's like, well, go in the morning and get him, I guess.
He's like, I ain't going out
Yeah,
there.
fuck that. And then, regardless, they still get captured by the Sand People.
I
Yeah.
did like the name of the sand people is just sand people.
Tuskens, the
It's
Tusken
almost-
Raiders.
It was like on the day they were like, George, what do we call these people? It's like, where do they live? Sand people. Sand people.
That's a great point. Though. Oh, I'm sure if we give him 8 to 10 hours, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's the first rule of when a person goes missing. Wait like 8 to 10 hours and then go looking.
Yeah.
Let's get a good night's sleep. Wake up with a clear head.
Yeah.
They're saved by Obi-Wan imitating a sand person, and the sand people must be the stupidest fucking creatures in Star Wars because they're just like, okay, must be one of us, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
all they did was like hold their weapon above their head and go blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all they did.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan shows up weaponless, going blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we gotta get it.
He must be really strong if he doesn't have a stick.
Yeah. It's just a fun game they play. They're not even really scared. They're just like, we got to get out of here now, guys. Obi-Wan showed up. Now, we got to leave for an hour and come back later.
Yeah. Now, Obi-Wan, played by Alec Guinness.
Alec,
Alec Guinness. Sorry.
you son of a bitch.
Shit.
I'm
He's
sorry. That was really rude. We jumped on you like the two biggest virgins on the planet.
No, there's definitely
Well.
bigger versions.
Oh, not me.
Uh-oh. I think he carries the scenes he's in. He's got like a gravitas. He seems, I don't know, he just knows what he's doing.
Andy,
Yeah.
everyone's affected by gravity. There's
He's-
no one.
he's-
Okay. Idiot.
All right.
He seems like way too good, like to be in the movie. Like when he
He-
starts
yeah.
talking, you're like, "What are you doing here?"
So, like, he was like when he came, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. I was like, oh, okay, because like
Yeah.
I
Here
like
comes the
Mark
acting.
Hamill. I like Mark Hamill, but I like Mark Hamill mainly because of Joker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of annoying in this,
Mhm.
and I think he's supposed to be,
Yeah.
like he's like this bright-eyed kid who's like, well, where's my dad? It's like, shut up, Luke, with your fucking bowl cut. Shut
He's
up.
very whiny.
Yeah, and
All the Skywalker men are really.
At no
Yeah,
point does he go, where's my dad?
I know.
Someone mentions his dad, and he's like, oh, wait, do you know about my father who died before I was born? I don't know. That doesn't seem like an annoying trait to me. Sorry.
Where's my dad?
Well, he's just like he's whining. He's whiny,
He is whiny.
I
yeah.
agree that he's whiny,
and he's like he's always
but I'm not
like,
going to
"Hey."
shit on him for asking about his dad.
All right. I picked the wrong thing to nitpick, but he was like throughout the movie, he's like, hey, hand me that, will ya? Like nobody fucking talks. Like, oh, gee whiz! Like shut up, Luke.
It was the 70s.
I know, but fuck, come on. Yeah, Alec Guinness, he's there, he's crushing it, and I liked, again, like watching the prequels, and then this, it like adds to the scene where he's like, I knew your father, we were friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We sucked each other's dicks.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we watched different versions of the movie.
Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. That might have been some headcanon, some fan fiction I threw.
No
out.
wonder why.
Oh, there's plenty of that. There's
Yeah,
plenty.
Is that why that scene was 14 minutes long, Andy? What else happened in that scene?
Now, Andy,
Well, like,
I want to ask you, now that you've seen this, what do you think of McGregor's impression of Alec Guinness? Because I think it's spot on.
Yeah.
it's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say going back and like seeing it now, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, I don't not believe that Ewan McGregor could have turned to this dude in 20, 25 years or whatever, however long it's been. Like, it wasn't so unbelievable. He doesn't look that old when I'm looking at him now. I'm like, he doesn't. I remember him being like 100 years old.
I thought the same thing because my thinking was this guy's been living in a cave for 20
Yeah.
years. Like, how
On the
well do you
desert.
expect him to exactly? How well do you expect him to age?
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, back then, like the 70s, like I bet Alec Guinness in this movie is like as old as Ewan McGregor is now.
He
It's
is.
just like
He's
a
like he's only a
totally-
couple years older.
Yeah, it's like a totally different thing. Like 50 something back then, you looked like an old guy. 50
Yeah.
something now, you're still like a handsome fella.
Yeah, you see pictures of people like this dude was 35 and he has like he's like bald and he has like 6
Yeah.
kids on his arms. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
last week we did From Russia with Love, and Sean Connery was 34 years old in that movie. He looks like
Yeah.
he's pushing 50.
He looks like my dad looks now, and my dad's like 83.
You got an old dad, dude.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so he explains like, yeah, your dad's dead, but like I knew him, he was a Jedi, and you could be a Jedi too. We got to go to Alderaan. They look at the droid, doing the thing. And he's like, I can't go to Alderaan. I got work to do. I'm going home. So he goes home and he just pulls up with 2 skeletons.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
That is very good. I like how they're still smoldering, like it's fresh, like they were just there. He's like,
someone's barbecuing.
Yeah. Never once do you see stormtroopers ever like burn bodies. Why do you think they did that?
Send a message.
They never ever do that.
That's true.
I think what happened was they just kept missing, and then one of them hit a propane tank.
Maybe there was just like one psychopath. Like they killed him, and then the guy's like, "How about we set him on fire?" Like, yo, dude, relax. He's like, "I'm doing it. I'm crazy."
There's a popular theory, but I won't bring it up until Empire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Empire is the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear that's the good one.
That's my favorite one.
Okay, I'm excited.
It's the best one.
So he pulls up on the skeletons, and he just stands there. He's like, "Shit."
It's like, oh man.
And he goes back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I got nothing left here."
Because at first he understandably is like, "I'm not doing this."
Yeah, like I got family here. And then he goes back. Oh, they're dead. All right, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go.
He's like he it's like almost if he was a little bit happier, he would have been like Kevin from Home Alone. He's like, my family are gone. He's like, oh, my aunt and uncle are dead. What am I gonna tell my aunt and uncle? Wait a minute.
He's holding his lightsaber on the other side of a doorknob, waiting for Vader to grab it.
Yeah. The dialogue in this is like clunky, right? And it's like infamous George Lucas dialogue.
Yeah.
He's not good at it. I think it's a combination between the line delivery and the line itself. But like he walks up to Obi-Wan and he's like, I've got nothing left for me here. I want to learn how to use the Force. Take me to Alderaan. Just like that. And I think that's weird. That's a weird thing. After watching, like you saw your dead pseudo parents, right? The people who raised you are burnt, charred skeletons. So you come back, you're like, yeah, I'll fuck off. I'll go with you. Why don't you just do all that stuff that you said you were going to do? I'm down now. It's weird. There should have been a moment for him to be like, it should have been, that's where you take the score from where he's looking at the suns. Have him look at the suns after that. Yeah. With that score. Then it's like, oh shit. Yeah. He's feeling something. But like, he just drives there, sees they're dead, drives back. He's like, all right, I'm ready.
Maybe it's probably because he said later about Obi-Wan and they didn't want to have 2 Lucas sad scenes, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It just that
he's gonna be more sad about the guy he met 4 days prior.
Yes. Oh, it was 4 days. I thought it was all in 1 day.
Yeah, it's not really clear.
Laura looked it up while we were watching the movie, and it said it took place between a span of like 4 to 5 days.
Okay. Still not a very long time.
No.
So that happened, and I thought that was jarring to see how, like, that didn't really phase him. He was just like, all right, let's go.
I think see, what I thought there was, I thought back to when Anakin learned that his mother was dead.
Yeah.
And I thought he was more overcome with anger than anything else. That's why he was like, we're going to do this, and I'm going to fucking kill him.
I was going to say, he had a slightly stronger reaction, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
I agree. I totally agree. But I think it was just more of like, Anakin knew he was strong. You know what I mean? Luke doesn't know his strength at this point.
Right.
So I think part of it was like, I'm angry. This guy's going to teach me how to fucking get revenge.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I interpreted this watching the prequels recently and then watching this now. That's how I kind of interpreted it as like, he's angry.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just think
smushing it all down.
Yeah, I think it could have been conveyed a little better, though.
Oh, I agree. It wasn't perfect, but that's just how
between the acting and the writing, I think they could have done something. But you are correct. And this isn't like bad writing; it's bad dialogue.
It is bad dialogue.
Yeah.
We had that evil guy meeting before that when the guy talks shit about the Force and the iconic line, "I find your lack of faith disturbing."
That's good stuff.
It is. And then Obi-Wan calls stormtroopers precise.
Yeah. Yeah.
They never hit one thing in their whole life.
The only thing they hit was earlier in the movie when they go, set it to stun.
Yeah.
Good thing Vader said, keep him alive or keep Leia alive.
And that hallway was so tiny. If you managed to, and that stun was so wide. It's like if you fucked that up, that'd be really bad, you know. Someone pointed out that like, well, they were trying to let them go on purpose. He let the Millennium Falcon escape and all that. So maybe he was like, "Don't kill them. Let's see where they go," and purposely tells them not to shoot them.
That's possible, yeah, because they do say later on we're being tracked. He put a tracker on us, and Han's like, "Not on the fucking Falcon, baby."
Yeah. And then it literally cuts to like the gang puts a tracker on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
it's like a second.
So when Vader's interrogating Leia, he's like, "Bring in the
clowns." Send in.
But it's this big floating ball, floating ball robot with a little needle on the end. And it zooms into the needle. It's like, why didn't they just have a guy walk into the needle? They had like the props department. They're like, build us a robot. They're like, all right, what's this robot's purpose? Oh, it's got a needle.
Vader's like, what? We couldn't get a guy for this? What is this?
But it seems like a waste of money, a waste of. It was just like. And the music was like, wow. It's like this big ball with the needle on the. What the fuck is that? What are we doing? You perfected
the ball hover technology, sir. What would you like us to do with it? Needles.
Deliver a needle to me.
Wait, is this cheaper than a sound?
Just a guy.
How much did this cost to build?
I'll bet that the ball robot doesn't even inject the like Vader just picks up the needle from the robot. It's just like a needle delivering robot.
Wait. You couldn't have had an intern do this.
Yes.
Yeah. And then why did it? And then it just cuts away. And then the next time we see her, she's fine. So I don't know.
Yeah. And she didn't talk. So it's like,
they never talk about what happened. Yeah. What happened?
It didn't even inject. It malfunctioned. They're like, shit, we'll get you now. We're getting you.
Oh, you called our bluff. We'll see you later. And they left.
Yeah.
They go to Mos Eisley. This is where the CGI really looks like shit, and you get the stormtrooper and shit like falling off the big dinosaur looking thing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan uses the Force to bypass some stormtroopers, and then we get some sweet jizz at the cantina. These dudes fuck with Luke for no reason. Do they ever specify why they decide to just fuck with him?
No, I don't think so. They're just rude dudes with attitudes, you know?
I like that. I liked the dialogue there. I thought was like, I liked it. He's like, hey, my friend doesn't like you. He's like, all right. And then he's like, hey, I don't like you either.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, sorry.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm a bad guy. I'm going to kill you.
That's what it's like being back at Mr. Beery's, you know? Just brings you back home.
Also, here's something. You know what? I'm going to save that for questions, but go on, Robbie. I'm sorry.
Obi-Wan cuts the guy's arm off.
Yeah,
he does.
And Luke's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Also, there's blood. Usually there's not blood, right?
Yeah, that's like the only time.
Yeah. And then we meet Han Solo and Greedo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we get the Maklunky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was added in for Disney Plus.
Yes. What's that about? Also, that scene is so fucked. It's like
Maklunky was added?
Oh, yeah.
Just that line?
Yeah.
Well, like I didn't know that. I knew it was after the fact. I didn't realize it was specifically for Disney Plus.
I think
it might be. It's probably. I think that's the main version now. But yeah, they added the word Maklunky before he fires.
It's
right.
I think they did it so that the bad guy fires first, and Han Solo doesn't. So Han Solo doesn't seem like a cold-blooded killer.
Yes, which he is.
Which is bad.
Yeah, because it's like
people like who shot first, and in the original,
way they edited it is like the bad guy shoots, and they like clearly just took a frame, and they moved his head to the side and moved it back. It's bad.
It looks weird.
That's
it looks
bad.
Weird.
What are you doing?
He looks like an alien for a second with a fucking wild neck.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's awful.
But you know what? We get Han Solo, and you know me, I love me some Harrison Ford.
I know you do.
And he is from right when he shows up, he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna carry this movie. He carries the shit out of this movie.
Yeah.
And I really like how he's just like a guy they make it very clear with like the lines he says that he's just a guy who's literally only gotten by on charisma alone. He's skilled, but like it's all luck and him just being charismatic. Like even when they're later on, they're in the ship and they're doing the guns on the Falcon, and they're getting hit, and he's like, "Don't worry, it'll hold." And then he says to the ship, he's like, "You hear that, baby? You gotta hold. You gotta hold." Like he doesn't. He's never actually in control.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's just a cool fucking guy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Fly,
just
fly by
talker.
night. Yeah.
yeah.
Away from here. Squaw.
Nice.
You said he carries this movie, and I agree he's great, but I'm not gonna discount what Carrie Fisher's doing.
Or everyone. I mean, Mark
Uh,
Hamill is really the weak link, I think, in the first movie.
I agree.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, Carrie Fisher's only in it. She's barely in it.
Yeah,
And once they do free her, I like her. I like how she's just like, you idiots don't have a fucking escape plan.
yeah.
All right, I'll do it. Like, I like that. You're right.
But like
you're right.
even
She's
before that, when she's being talked to by Vader and Tarkin, she's awesome with the one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, so in Rogue One, I talked about specifically how I really liked how the bad guy was like, all right, come forward. Like, the traitor better come forward or I'm going to kill everyone. And so Mads Mikkelsen comes forward. He's like, it was me. And he's like, all right, kill them all anyway. I was like, ooh, that's deliciously evil. I like that. But that impact is less now because they did it in this one.
Sure.
Like
Like-
they're like,
like-
hey,
I gave you the base, and then he's like, well, I don't care. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, well, blow up the planet anyway. And she's like, what? He's like, I'm a bad guy.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be almost like a callback to that, though, or that like he's sort of laying
Well,
the
they knew each
groundwork,
other.
or maybe he was
Yeah.
maybe he had learned that kind of
Yeah, they're
from
just
him.
bad dudes
Yeah.
being like, hey, how do you oppress people? He's like, oh, I blow up planets. Oh, me? I just shoot people. That's cool.
Obi-Wan senses Alderaan exploding. When they're flying right after that, the game that Chewie and the droids are playing, that like monster chess game, sick. That looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all little puppets and stop
Yeah,
stop motion.
clay.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
looks awesome.
Yeah. The funniest scene in the movie, to me, they jump into hyperspace and they end up in an asteroid field, and they realize that this asteroid field is actually the remains of Alderaan. And they're like, oh, well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I mean,
bodies
what are
hitting the
you gonna do?
windshield.
but the fact that like they're like an asteroid field, I thought we were in Alderaan, and they're like, I think it blew up, and they're like, really? All right. They should be like, holy shit, we are flying through a planet that literally just exploded.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they get
and-
really distracted by the TIE fighter. They're just like, oh, what's that?
Yeah. Well, I did like how Han Solo's like, there's no way you could just blow up a planet. Like, it would take like 1 billion ships, and even then, like, it's not gonna blow up the planet.
Yeah,
But like, I like how that really sets up how devastating the Death Star is. That's cool.
yes.
Yes.
But yeah, you are right. Their reactions are just like, huh.
Hey, how many people live there, by the way?
Yeah.
Millions dead. All right, we're just gonna fly through their parts.
Mhm.
Yeah. And on the ship, Alec Guinness is trying to teach Luke how to use the Force. He like puts the shield on his face, and he's like, "But I can't see a thing." He's like, "Yeah, no shit, no shit." That's why Luke is annoying. Like, there's clearly, come on,
Wouldn't it be funny if you just threw something at him?
you kicked him in the balls. But like he puts he's like, put this helmet on. But if I put that on, I won't be able to use my eyesight.
It's like, are you an idiot?
No
Do you think
shit.
don't you think I might know what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Like, moron. Like, give me 2 seconds to explain myself. Jesus.
Just like, that's what I'm talking about. That whiny little piece of shit kid, you know?
You don't think I know about fucking eyes? Like,
Yeah. I got eyeballs. I got eyeballs too, Luke.
I'm not that guy from Rogue One.
Yeah.
So they get sucked into the Death Star, and the stormtroopers have the laziest scanners ever, because they're just like, all right, go scan their ship, and they're just walking around. They do one quick like cursory glance, and like, not here.
Nobody's here.
Yeah.
Well,
they make a vague look down the hallway.
Yeah.
But like,
Anybody
Did
down
they-
there?
but did they think that there was just an unmanned ship just like floating through space?
Oh, he said that. Oh, he must have jettisoned. There are a few escape pods jettisoned. They must have
okay.
left
Yeah.
before.
Now, I understand without this, you don't have a movie, but like, there's no reason that they should make it out of like the Death Star alive. There's no reason.
None.
Like, it's the Death Star. It should be like, that's the enemy fortress, and they're just in it,
Well,
and they get out unscathed.
because Darth Vader lets them.
Oh yeah, it's true. You said that before. Okay. I did like how Han Solo was like, all right, the old man said wait here, so we'll wait here. And he's like, well, we got to go save the princess. Or Luke is like, we got to go save the princess. And Han's like, nah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
And like, he just appeals to his selfishness. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it for the money.
Also, he's making promises that Princess Leia doesn't know about. She'll give you money.
Not at all.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like you don't
she's
know
a
that.
princess. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then
A princess whose planet just got blown up. What kind of money do you think she has? Her bank was probably there,
Yeah.
You can't be a princess without a kingdom.
That's true. That's true. Well, like we do get a scene where they wait for an elevator in real time.
Yeah.
Which is
that's true.
That's bad. Don't do that. But I did like what follows right after is like they blast the control room of the prison, and then
they kill some bureaucrats.
Yeah, fuck those guys. He like Han just makes shit up. He's like, yeah, there was a leak in the compactor.
Yes.
We're just just trying to fix it.
Don't come up here.
Don't come up. They're like, we're sending a squad. He's like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that.
We're all fine up here. How are you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? And you see in his face, he's great there. Because you see in his face, he's like, why did I ask that? What am I doing?
Yeah. Like, that's not what that person would say.
That's good stuff.
They just get frustrated and blast the phone.
Yeah, and then they rescue Leia, and she's like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
This is
she's
how you
not
do
wrong.
This.
No.
Yeah. They go to the trash compactor, right? And immediately it's like, oh, something's in the water, and it sucks Luke down, right? And he's drowning. And then he reemerges, and they're like, where'd it go? He's like, I don't know, it just went away. And that's the last you see of it. What the fuck was the point of that?
Just a spooky space.
Yeah, spooky space monster.
But at least have like the thing come up and they shoot it and it dies, but it just let him go, and he's like, I don't know, it just went away.
My thinking is, okay, so it's like a sewer down there. And my thinking is it knows when the things start to close and it escapes, like, and it just leaves.
Yeah.
Okay, but rather than have your fan base speculate, why don't you definitively have it rear its head like it did and have Han blast it?
Because who fucking cares?
Because
who fucking cares?
It doesn't matter
Robbie,
if it dies or not.
You're talking
it went
about
away.
Star Wars fans.
But who cares if it dies,
cares?
though? It doesn't need to die.
It's bad writing for it to be like, I don't know, it just let me go.
Man.
I think, no, it going away was supposed to be ominous of the, I agree. It was supposed to be ominous of the doors closing.
Yeah.
I disagree. That is objectively bad writing.
No, you cannot.
No.
If
It's
two
just
of us,
implication.
if you're in the minority, you cannot say you're objectively right.
That's like
I just said,
how
I'll
come
say it
Steven
again.
Spielberg didn't say explicitly that the water drops in the cup meant that the T-Rex was coming? Like, what do you mean? Like, it was just implied.
That's completely different.
No, it's not.
But
Yes, it is.
But you don't see the goat's head get ripped off.
That is
So
completely
what happens
different.
to the goat?
I don't know. I always
completely different.
took it to be as it was supposed to be ominous. It was supposed to be for
So Luke is there. He gets wrapped up.
Pulp
He
Fiction's
gets
bad
sucked
writing
down.
because we don't see what's in this briefcase.
No, he gets sucked down, and they like he resubmerges. He's like, blast it, and like they shoot a couple times, but like they didn't get it, and then he gets sucked down again, and then they're like, oh shit, Luke's dead, and then he reemerges unscathed, and they're like, what happens? He says, I don't know, just let me go. That's good.
I don't know. I think you're gonna fit right in with the Star Wars fans, though.
Yeah, I really.
It's getting really hung up on this.
Yeah, because
It's
to me,
shitty. That's stupid.
no, it's not, because right after that, trash compactor starts to close.
I
Like
just don't
literally
understand-
right after that.
Okay,
Why-
but also, why on a space station do they have a weird monster in the trash?
I don't know, it's a sewer monster. Who
On a
knows?
spaceship?
Maybe there's it comes from a small bacteria that like it could be anything. This is like rats
never
find
seen-
themselves everywhere.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. You've never seen a rat or a cockroach on a subway?
Well, yeah, but
That's
he's arguing
different.
that it's because rats are from the same planet as the subway.
They're all grounded. This thing's floating in space. How did it
Yeah,
get there?
but think about how many ships are going in and out of that thing. Who
Mhm.
knows where they've been or what crawls
Just-
onto them?
And then it
Okay,
falls
listen.
into the garbage. It's like a parasite or something that got big, you know?
Yeah.
Like a
listen.
giant crocodile in the Star Wars sewers.
Email in if you think I am objectively correct. That shit is stupid.
Hashtag Andy is objectively correct.
And also email in if you think this was a very long segment about why the subway, the fucking now we're talking about subways, the sewer monster didn't die.
I just think it's bad for it to be like, it fucked off.
I think it explains it right after that when the thing starts to close.
I don't know.
Especially because right after that, Han Solo's like, it's a little too quiet.
Yeah,
some shit.
he says the like the ninth I've got a bad feeling about this of the movie.
Yeah. Everyone has their variation of
Yeah.
we're doomed.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've made a huge mistake.
I've made a
The Sound of Silence really pops up a lot in
C3PO
the soundtrack in this movie.
is fucking useless.
Yes.
Because like Luke's yelling into the communicator, and finally after like 5 minutes, R2's like, why don't you do the communicator, asshole? You stupid piece of shit.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why. Like the stormtroopers get into the room with R2 and C3PO where they're hiding. They see them, and then they leave them. Why did they leave them? Why weren't they like, oh, you shouldn't be here?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just like, I don't know every droid on the Death Star. Who knows whose droid these are?
That's how I took it as too.
Okay.
They were just like, they just were like, oh, we were working here, and those fucking crazy people we hid in here so we didn't die.
Maybe it was Anakin again. It was like, oh, I got history with those droids. Don't kill them.
Yeah. Darth Vader's
Those
like,
my
keep
boys.
them there. I want to take a picture with them. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that they're still using the thing that R2 hacks, you know, the little like port that he like sticks his little like chest thing out to hack stuff to open doors.
Yeah.
It's the same input that it was like in the prequels. So like they've been using that standard for like 20 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, it's
we
sturdy
get
technology.
we get a new USB like every other year. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what? They're doing things right. They're building things to last.
That's true.
You know what? I think
They
I'm on the
certainly
side of the Empire.
Uh-oh. Oppressive Robbie. Well,
right. When Kenobi powers down all these machines, Luke and the gang run into some stormtroopers. Han Solo shoots one of them, and then they all run away.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He also screams while he does it. He's like,
It's
They're
the
like-
bat!
No, they're like luring him into like a trap though, because then he turns the
Yeah.
corner and there's like 100 stormtroopers
I know.
there, and he's like, "Oh shit!" and he gets out of there.
yeah.
I would imagine you'd have to know that's a trap because there's like 20 of them there. He shoots one. It's like, I'm not going to follow them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's that goes to the point of like this guy's just flying by the seat of his pants. There's
Yeah.
no reason
Yeah.
he should get out of this alive, but he does. It's
Yeah.
cool.
We get a Wilhelm scream
Yeah.
when Luke shoots the stormtrooper off the other side of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I think I just fucking broke it.
Yeah. Well, he pulls a grappling hook out of his ass.
Yeah, fucking Batman.
Well, he
which I
pulls
thought
it
was
out of the stormtrooper like utility belt. So like you're telling me all stormtroopers have like grappling hooks at all
yeah,
times?
Like, okay. And I noticed like a lot of this movie is people shooting at each other from like 15 feet away and missing. Like
yes.
it's like most of the movie.
Nobody's a good shot.
Yeah. Well, maybe take
I'd
the
like
helmets off, because Luke even says, like, I can't see a fucking thing with this thing on my head. Like, guys, take them off.
I'd like to imagine everyone's just nervous. And they're like, I don't know if I want to shoot this guy. I don't know if I
Yes,
can do it.
Man, I wish I had some training, because I don't know how to handle this thing at all.
You know, I know I have Parkinson's and I should retire, but I really don't have the money to do so.
Goodness. Empire doesn't have very good healthcare, I guess.
Vader meets Kenobi. They do a lightsaber fight. It is 1,000,000% less flippy than the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a lot less flips.
Yeah, it's pretty much two guys just like
It's two old men. It's just two old men,
and they're just tapping their lightsabers against each other. It's that's the part I remember as a 9-year-old. Like, I'm watching it, I'm like ready for it, and it was that, and I was like, wow, this movie truly let me down.
Yeah,
I get why. I don't mind the fight at all, especially because Kenobi is just an old man here, and I think he is just going, because we see when he waits till Luke gets there, and then he just stops.
Yeah, and he just like lets himself die, and he has a smile.
He knew he was going to die.
Yeah,
and I think the whole point was him just going, I'm just going to keep myself alive until Luke can watch me die, to further motivate him. Because apparently seeing the people's skeletons who've raised him wasn't enough motivation.
Wasn't enough.
He needs to see this guy who up until a week ago he was referring to as a weird hermit die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that these scenes, they establish the door control panels, that if the door's open when you shoot them, it closes the door, but if the door closes, the door's closed when you shoot them, it opens the door.
Yeah, it's weird. He's on the ship and he's all sad and he's like, I can't believe he's gone. You're like, you mean that guy you met 4 days ago? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
To Leia, whose entire planet just got destroyed.
Yeah.
That tough shit, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, did you miss that? Do you miss that stranger? I'm so sorry.
That man whose name you didn't even know his real name until a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Like the movie from there kind of takes a different turn. Like it becomes a space dogfight movie, you know?
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't when I was a kid. I was like, I don't care about any of this, but I liked it this time. And what is Harrison Ford paid in? Because he just has a bunch of boxes. Is that money? Like boxes
Spice.
of money?
Yeah, spice.
He's just smuggling spice, baby.
Just
right.
credits. I don't know what you never really see credits, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What are credits? Are they just like, is it like a credit card? Like credit, they use the word credits, like it would imply that they don't have anything physical in their hands. You know what I mean?
I have no idea. It's just like they just get their thumbprint.
Yeah.
But I did like. I mean, you can see it coming because again, this is the first one to really do like the tropes that we follow to this day. But like he's leaving, he's like, nah, I got my money, and Luke's like, well, fucking, of course you're leaving because you're selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And like that sticks with him, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm gonna come back at the end, and I'm gonna save the day." Like,
that'd be a dick move if he like decided that before he left, though, because then he could have just stayed and helped to begin with.
Yeah, he could have. He probably would have died like everybody else. So.
Yeah, maybe.
I do appreciate about that scene, because if this movie was made today, they would show a quick 5-minute scene of him flying off and like struggling with himself. Oh, should I go back and help the kid?
Yeah.
But
or
instead,
like Chewie would be like, and he'd be like, oh, okay, Chewie, all right, for you. And he'd turn around.
Exactly. You know? But here, he just comes back.
It's good. It's good. I like it. I like that you see him slowly gain respect for Luke.
Yes.
For some reason, because he's annoying. But yeah, I like that. I like how he goes to use the targeting system, and Ghosty Boy is like, use the Force, and he's like, all right, I'll just fucking throw caution to the wind. Let's do it.
They're like, what are you doing? Hey, your targeting's off.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, I'm using the Force. They're like, you mean that fucking kook religion? Okay,
don't worry.
cool.
I'm pretty sure I'm not hallucinating.
Didn't you ask the words, "What is the Force" 4 days ago? I don't
Yeah.
know if this is a great idea, Luke.
That's cool. I have a full understanding of it now.
There's a pilot named Porkins,
Hmm.
and he gets absolutely obliterated.
Yeah.
So, do you
Yeah.
think he becomes Bacon's or pulled Porkins?
Either one is very good, Robbie.
Okay,
Thank you.
overcooked.
Thank you.
Excellent work, Robbie. Excellent. Every one of them dies except Luke, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think Wedge like pulls back. There's another guy that like doesn't
Fuck
die.
yeah!
Yeah, he's just like, I have. Oh, the air conditioning doesn't work anymore. He's like, okay, get on
Yeah.
out of here. You can't help us anymore.
My cigarette lighter don't work. I gotta go. Yeah, that's I mean, I liked how Darth Vader got blasted off and he just like spun out. He went somewhere else. I liked how that was like, that's like a just in case we get enough money for a sequel.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So Luke makes the shot. The Death Star explodes. Everyone is happy. R2 is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got shot right through the head.
He gets
Yeah.
a nice dome shot, right?
Your boy R2's leaking all over his Timbs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think this is where he calls her Carrie instead of Leia. When
Yeah, he
playing.
does.
Does he?
Yeah, he goes,
That's
Carrie.
funny.
I was like, dude, come on.
They were like,
kept
that's
it in.
fine. Yeah.
It's still there in the Disney Plus version.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They've changed all this other shit. They leave that shit in.
Well, actually
Wow.
made the stormtrooper hitting his head. I think they made it louder.
Yeah, they added like a sound effect. Doing.
That's funny. That's good. I would do
Yeah.
that too. I mean, the I feel like this movie just ends. Like they win, and they're like, "All right, yeah, I'll get a medal. That's it."
And there's
I'm
a
fine
weird
with that.
silent ceremony where no one says anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with it too. But it's just kind of weird how it's done. The end.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
I-
guys ever see the it was on like YouTube, somebody like took all the music out of that scene and added all the sound effects of them just like walking around.
I
And
love
just like
it.
awkwardly putting the just no.
I saw one. It was James Brown in concert, but like they took out all the music in the crowd, and you just hear like a guy shuffling around.
You hear
funny, I
people
love
like
that
coughing
shit.
in the audience.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what the internet's for, honestly. So do you guys have anything else to say, or should we go to Letterboxd?
I'm down to go to Letterboxd.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'll go 3 stars on this one.
I was gonna say 3.5.
All right, Mark.
For this movie? 4.
Yeah.
4. Jesus.
4. Yeah. It's
What
Star
did we
Wars
give
is
Rogue One.
I don't remember.
I can go back and check. We can see. Andy, this is all based on vibes. I never know what I'm basing this on. I don't have a scoring model. I should.
Rob, you said Rogue One. Do you like Rogue One? Because I know you loved Rogue One. Do you
I
love
like.
Rogue One better than this.
Oh, that's a good question. See,
Yeah.
that's a great question.
Isn't it?
And I was gonna give Rogue One 4 stars. We gave Rogue One 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and
I would
was
give this 3.5 stars as well.
I would
All
give
right.
this a 4. I'd say I like it better.
Okay. Rob, do you like it better?
I like it about the same.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, you know what? I'll leave it to you. Even I guess my opinion doesn't fucking matter. I guess just years.
Andy,
years
I
and
said
years of
3.5.
friendship. Yeah, I said 3.5 too.
And I said 4. So I feel like it's not really it's not like very different really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think it should get
yeah.
a better grade than Rogue One just for the fact of it started everything.
I can knock down Rogue One.
Make Rogue One worse.
I can do that, I think.
Make Rogue One
honestly,
3.
I'm cool with either one. Whatever you got to do. I don't think we should tamper with past
history.
scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we learned from the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I gave it
Previous episode,
3.5.
check it out.
It is a previous episode.
Yeah.
But I gave it 3.5.
Okay. Thank you, Robbie. I win again.
I won because I said 3.5 at first, and you said 3. I win. Me.
Oh shit, that's funny stuff. Guys, do you have any questions? Now, by questions, I mean, questions that maybe weren't answered in the film or any plot hole questions. You guys got any of those?
I got 1.
I got 2, baby. 3, actually.
Oh, look at him, Mr. 3-question Andy.
That's me.
Mark, you got any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay. Mark, Andy, go ahead. Ask first.
Questions. Okay, when Obi-Wan turns off the tractor beam thing that sucked in the Millennium Falcon. Also, Harrison Ford says Falcon.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway,
It's a side
he turns
note.
off. He turns off the tractor beam.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the controls next to a massive ravine?
Star Wars.
Yeah, that's it.
Why, to control that thing, do you have to risk your life?
I know.
It's Star Wars, Andy.
Okay.
Well,
That's why.
I would say, if I had to just take a guess, is that if it's where the tractor beam controls are, it's probably where like there's a lot of heat stuff going on, and so they have areas that are just kind of like catwalked so that the heat can rise and be ventilated or something.
Okay, but that's like a bottomless pit. You can't see the bottom.
That's
crazy.
It's a big Death Star.
First off, that's a lot of wasted space in this space station.
It's cooling. It's ventilation.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
I don't even know that's what it is. I'm just that'd be a guess.
That's why I said I'll let you have that.
My first answer is Star Wars. So
yeah.
Is Han mocking Luke when he says, "May the Force be with you"?
It seems genuine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's genuine.
Yeah, because he comes back and he saves him.
Because
Like,
don't worry,
like,
I've already decided I'm going to come back later and save you.
Yeah. I think he's like, you know what? I'm buying into this shit in a little bit. Because when that guy died, he disappeared entirely.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna be like, that was pretty fucking crazy. So I mean, now I don't know.
That goes into my question. Why did Obi-Wan disappear entirely when he died?
That's how most Jedis go, except for Qui-Gon Jinn.
Well,
for some reason.
It's I think it's been explained that when a Jedi dies like that, it's because they're like relinquishing themselves to the Force to
they like become one with the Force.
Yeah, so he's letting go of the physical world, and purposely that's why he makes his peace and he doesn't even defend himself.
Yeah,
and you see it happen.
Luke afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes sense. Questions. Okay, in the bar, Obi-Wan cuts off a guy's arm, and everybody just goes about their business, right? Mm-hmm. Which is cool. That's establishing that, like, oh, this is normal stuff for here. We're a weird, bad place, right? But I thought there haven't been anything like Jedi for 20-something years now. Why wouldn't anybody be like, holy shit, it's a Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
I think there are a lot of... Because now that I've watched all these other shows that take place in between it, and you see, like, people just using different types of swords all the time like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
people
are
just familiar with that stuff.
Like, it might not be a Jedi, but like I've seen someone use a lightsaber, so that's not so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But also he does say like, oh, you'll never find a place with more scum and villainy or whatever. So it's like he seems pretty familiar with the place. He might have chopped off a couple arms back in his day over there. Who knows?
He chopped off that guy's arm and it landed in a pile of other arms.
Yeah. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi arms.
Yeah, he's like, I've been here before.
Put it in the arm collection.
Put it on the tab.
Put it in the armory.
The armoire.
Ah, that's really good.
Yeah. And he just looks over at the arm pile and goes, hello there.
They all have little faces on the hands. Hello there.
Well, if we're done with questions, would you guys like to get into some trivia?
I would. I have 4 trivia.
I also have 4 trivia.
I have a couple. I don't know. I didn't number them, but I have a few. 1, 2, I have all 5.
Oh,
Shit. All right, you go first then, Mark.
Okay. Where in the beginning, where does Luke want to pick up power converters? The Alderaan Bazaar, Kashyyyk Collection, Tashi Station, or Endor Engineering?
Rob.
Go ahead,
Why do I want to say Tashi Station?
because that's the correct answer, Rob.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
Your
right.
virginity is showing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask the next question. What language do Luke's aunt and uncle want their translator to speak? Flabble, Gertug, Bocce, Reinblatt.
Mark, Bachi.
Yeah, it's Bocce.
Wow. The Jawas, their language is what real language, just electronically sped up? Is it Portuguese, Afrikaans, Zulu, or Irish?
I'll take a guess. Mark. Zulu.
Correct. Great job.
So I'll go. How many parsecs does Han Solo say it takes for the Millennium Falcon to complete the Kessel Run? Just over 14, in less than 12, 18 and a quarter, or 15 and 17/19.
Andy.
Bob.
The one with 12.
Yes, in less than
Hell
12.
yeah. I'm a Star Wars guy now.
Whoa. Go ahead, Andy. You got it right. I'll let you go.
Oh wow, thanks. How much money did Star Wars make in today's money? So is that adjusted for inflation? Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it $900 million, $950 million, $1 billion, or $1.5 billion?
Mark.
Mark,
I'll just guess the most, I guess. 1.5.
that is correct.
Wowza.
Yeah, this shit set the world on fire, brother.
Just about. It's just like Far From Home. Or No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What problem does Luke say the red R2 unit has? A bad carburetor, a bad cooling system, a bad disc reader, a bad motivator.
Mark. A bad motivator.
Yeah, you are correct. An R2 unit with a bad motivator shouldn't be red, it should be sensor noise.
Robbie.
Okay. In the original theatrical release of Star Wars, who shot first? 1. Han shot first. 2. Greedo shot first. 3. Han shot and killed Greedo in cold blood. 4. Chewbacca rips off Greedo's head and shits down his neck.
Rob. Can I say A and C? Han shot first and killed Greedo in cold blood?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
yes. Greedo never fires in the original. Like they even originally they added him firing at all. Because in the original, Greedo doesn't, and he just gets killed. And that's it.
But he doesn't say Maklunky.
He doesn't say anything because he just dies right away. Not right away, but he doesn't say Maklunky because he doesn't fire. He says Maklunky.
That's
He
his
says
warning
Maklunky. I guess.
His warning
Yeah.
call. McClunky.
Yeah, he's
I
like a
hope my-
Dalek.
I hope my last words are Maklunky.
Yeah.
Unta Gunta.
Okay.
Okay. In an interview, what word did Mark Hamill use to describe the taste of blue milk? Is it ghastly, haunter, or Gengar?
Rob.
Rob.
Gengar.
Ghastly.
Yes. I was really proud of myself for that.
It's really good.
Like an idiot.
The guy who fucks with Luke at the cantina has the death sentence in how many systems? 11, 12, 13, or 14?
Andy.
Andy.
11.
No.
Mark.
Mark.
I think it's 12.
It is 12, yes.
Yeah.
Damn. Here I am thinking I'm a Star Wars guy now. Mark has humbled me once more.
What is the name of the false location Princess Leia gives up to Governor Tarkin? 1. Tatooine. 2 Dantooine, 3 Alderaan, or 4 Yavin?
Andy.
Rob.
Andy.
Dantooine.
Nice.
I'm back, baby. I'm a Star Wars guy now, bro.
Your good friend, Dan Tuween.
That's old Danny Tooines. How much of the $8 million budget was spent on ILM's special effects? Is it $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, or $6 million?
Rob.
Robbie?
3 million.
More. More! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mark, 6 million?
Less!
Rob,
Yes.
4 million.
No, it's $5 million.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Mark,
That's
5 million.
Correct. That's more than half the budget.
Yeah, really.
But it paid off.
Yeah.
And then they ruined it with CGI. Funny.
Yeah.
What color are the TIE Fighters' lasers? Blue, green, red, or purple?
Andy.
Andy.
Green.
Yeah, they are green.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars Andy. That's what they're gonna start calling
Look at you. Look at you, Virgin Andy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's regular. That's regular Andy.
Yeah, well.
It's... I got it. One more question.
Go for it.
Who was the most confused at the premiere of Star Wars when they saw that all the lines that Scottish actor-wrestler David Prowse performed as Darth Vader were re-recorded by James Earl Jones? 1. George Lucas. 2. Mark Hamill. 3. Harrison Ford. Or 4. Scottish actor-wrestler David Prowse.
Rob.
Go ahead.
Scottish actor, wrestler, David, whatever the fuck his last name was.
Prowse. Yes.
Good stuff.
Yes. Poor man.
Yeah, that fucking blows.
Yeah.
But it's also James Earl Jones, so eat shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't even argue with it. That's like, how are you going to say that? It would have been better. No, he did unbelievable.
I'm fresh out of trivia.
So am I.
That's it.
Shan't we talk about our music?
I think we shall.
All right.
Should.
How are we deciding who goes first, Robbie?
With the wheel of name.
I wonder if this will be the first recorded suicide on a podcast.
I hope it's Rob. That's me.
All right.
All right. So my song is called Farmboy because when we looked up the movie on Disney Plus, the description says a farm boy or a young farm boy, and we just thought that was a funny description for Luke Skywalker as a young farm boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, is this part of your Star Wars opera?
It is.
Very cool.
It is. And it's a little much. But it goes a little something like this.
How could I not? For he is me, and I felt a disturbance in the force. Oh yeah, I felt a disturbance in the force. Farmboy, fighting by my side. Said he'd be no bother, but I felt a disturbance in the force. Alright, I felt a disturbance in the force. You're gonna choke on your your lack of faith disturbing. I haven't felt this way in so long, and now's my chance to right my
So that's my song called Farmboy.
I like that ending. Pianist.
Thank you.
Yeah, the piano at the end was lovely.
Yeah,
It was a
very
nice.
Thanks. Yeah, that took the longest of any part of that to record.
Yeah.
Because it was I wanted to get that in one take, so I literally just did take after take until I got something I was happy with.
Nice. Well, it sounds good.
Thank you.
I like the vibe.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah,
nice.
that's actually been something. This is now coming out in 2024, but all of 2023 I focused on was my piano playing. So I actually really appreciate you guys saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, I've really been working on that. But yeah, that was my song called Farm Boy. It ties into my previous songs based on Star Wars. First of all, I think it's the same key. I honestly should have probably checked. I was like, I think this is what it was. But I also use a lot of the same lyrics because in my first song about Star Wars and the Phantom Menace one, my opening line was "Found a boy on the outer rim," and here I'm saying "Farm boy from the outer rim." So doing stuff like that.
It rhymes. It's like poetry.
Very good. But I also mentioned, obviously, Kenobi saying, you know, I knew your dad, and you know, yeah, my mentor, you know, he said he wasn't going to be a problem. Guess what? Guess fucking what? Guess what?
Just shaking Luke.
What? Your dad did this. It's your dad. But yeah, that's my song called Farmboy.
Lovely.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Great
Want
job,
me to,
Robbie.
you guys ready for a wheel spin?
Bennett.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, make a deal, baby. WCW Halloween Havoc, 1992, I think. Mark.
Ah, okay. Well,
All right.
here's this is House of the Twin Rising Suns. It is not quite a rock opera, it is more a medley. I see that you are, Rob, writing from like the perspective of the characters.
Yes.
Mine is not so specific in focus, so I'll just call it a medley for the next couple of Star Wars episodes as well. And this starts it off.
And what's it called again?
House of the Twin Rising Suns.
Very cool.
There is a homestead on Tatooine beneath iconic rising twin suns, and it's been the ruin of at least two poor farm boys. Me, Lord Hiss knows I'm one. When you're stuck with your aunt and uncle and you don't wanna be there much, buy some blue milk at Kashi Station. Just gotta have that touchy touch. Wander off, then you meet a hermit. Says he met your dad before. Play with a laser sword while your family burns into skeletons in your front door. Throw some showers on the fire. Let's get drunk with a murderer. Get in a fight, chop off an arm. Murderer flies you to Alderaan. Oops, the rocks are the destination. Let's just head for that small moon. That's where we will find the princess. And my friend Obi-Wan dies too soon. It's a single saddest day in the history of humanity. Never mind everybody you have ever known. Just got blown to smithereens. Crashing down and making waves, calling out dudes on Yavin 4.
I used to shoot wombats at Beggar's Canyon. They're bigger than 2 meters, but not much more.
Everyone is doing fine now until they get shot down and die.
I can hold it. Pull up. No, I'm all right.
Use a force extension time, please firmly hold on to your tits. Mood is sinister, the countdown starts and the music starts to go like this.
You may fire.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like the you put a Wilhelm scream in there.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That was really good.
Yeah. I like the
Thanks.
disco as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really felt like, you know, House of the Rising Disco version or House of the Rising Sun
Yeah.
Disco version. All of a sudden, I was like, nice.
Well, actually, I based the chord progression is not quite House of the Rising Sun. It's actually the chord progression to the Force theme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the da, 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 da. When you actually play the chord progression, it's pretty similar to like a cowboy
Huh.
House of the Rising Sun. So I kind of played around with that.
Very cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I really dug that.
Yeah, that was
Thanks.
cool. I also like the time skip change at the end. 6
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, were you playing bass on that?
Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
a great
You're
bass line.
doing
Yeah.
some crazy runs on that bass.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I did
It
everything.
gave me the runs.
That's
how
what
good it
I. That's what I go. That's what I shoot for. It's
Yeah.
diarrhea.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
very, very good. All right.
Mark,
Well-
you have anything else to say?
Nah, it becomes pretty fun. I have the next couple of things are a lot of fun. If you like this, I felt like honestly this was the weakest of the songs that I did, so I'm glad you liked it. Makes me feel good about the next couple of songs.
All right, good.
Nice.
All right, let's see who's next.
Robbie.
Robbie
Let's
again.
see.
Robbie.
Boo.
you
you
actually
guys
spun it.
boo.
Yeah,
That's rude.
it's weird.
That's rude, Robbie. Robbie, you're being rude.
Wow.
My song is called Maklunky.
I didn't say
Nice.
who's up.
Robbie.
He's not
my
even
song-
saying, yeah.
My song is called Maklunky, and we agreed last time that we're going to do operas, connected songs for these movies. So I connected this to my Rogue One song.
Nice.
I have a little reprise in there. But I did the first 2/3 of this song. No, the first half of this song is like archipelago. And by that I mean acapella.
Okay.
Very good.
And I literally I literally did it just to make the joke of archipelago into acapella. I had that in my head. I said I'm going to do that on the podcast.
Good.
Nice.
So, but a lot of effort. Not going to lie, not worth it. Not worth the joke. So
that makes it funnier to me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's called Maklunky, and the first part is a reprise of my Rogue One song. The second part is Luke, and the last part is Han. So check it out. It's called Maklunky. I've nothing for me here. Teach me to use the force. I wanna be like him, except that I can win, and maybe I can be Maklunky. I close my eyes and try to recognize what's coming. I'm not sure how to feel or if the force is real, and maybe I can right, so that's Maklunky.
That was really good. You did a really good job on the acapella part.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the
really
intro
good
was
job.
awesome. It reminded me. Did you ever see Swiss Army Man?
Yes.
It kind of reminded me like that very first part. It was like, cool. It kind of reminds me of that. It was
Oh yeah.
really like where it goes from there. Like just all the different places. That was really nice. That was awesome.
Thank you. I so last week we did From Russia with Love, and for some reason I did a power ballad for that, and for some reason I'm still in a power ballad mood because like I put a power ballad right in the smack dab in the middle of this thing.
Yeah,
But,
that was cool though. I liked it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I really like that riff at the end for the Han Solo bit.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, this one I usually write them before I record. I don't ever just like record like, oh, let's see what happens. This one, like I was like, all right, I'll do a reprise for the next part. For the first part. And then this next part I wrote on the piano, but I was like, I just did piano last week. Let me just keep the acapella thing going and then turn it into a power ballad. And then that last part, I was like, all right, now it's Han Solo. But like this vibe doesn't fit Han Solo. Han Solo is like rock and roll. Like straight up rock and roll. I'm a cool guy. So like
Nice.
I picked up a guitar. I was like, all right, it's an F sharp. Let me just fuck around. I just fucked around with the chord. I was like, oh, that's it. All right, cool. So I did
Nice.
that. But again, I recorded it before I wrote anything. So like I just had it playing and like I was mixing it, and usually I mix last, and then I was like, wait, I didn't fucking sing. I didn't fucking write or sing the part. Shit. So I went back, I just like kind of farted it out. That's why like it just kind of got like a generic kind of melody over it, but like I don't know, the riff's cool enough.
Yeah,
So,
I liked it.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
it's all about the layers, man.
Yeah, rock and roll, you know. So I'm gonna maybe fly on the seat of my pants next time, or plan it. I don't know. I'm on right at the time of this recording. I'm on Christmas break, so like I got time now, baby.
Nice.
96% of my songs written are by the seat of my pants. I sit down at the keyboard and just start playing.
See, I've only done it like 2 or 3 times, and each time it's usually down to the wire. This time I had time, so I had time to like layer all that shit.
I get it.
But yeah, thank you for your kind words.
Of course.
And yeah, that's Maklunky. And
You're
Robbie,
Maklunky.
How dare you? I honestly just used it as a rhyming word. I don't know what Maklunky means.
No one does.
But at the end of the song, I said, it's all Maklunky. You know, this is all Maklunky.
It's copacetic.
Yeah. So, Robbie, what we got going on next week there, Robbie?
That's an excellent question, Andy. We're doing episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do the joke like I didn't know when I was like just looking it up.
No, Robbie.
But I do know. Yeah, we're doing The Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Very cool. Join us next week. Should be an awesome time. Mark, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
No, thank you though. The only thing I create is just ends up here. So you know, we're this show, I guess. Go back and watch the other episodes of the show with me on it, I guess.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. Andy.
Yeah.
How about this? The Empire Strikes Sack.
Oh, the Empire hits a home run back.
Not very good.
Instead of strikes, you understand?
Okay. The Empire runs track.
The Empire spares back.
The umpire
bowling
strikes back.
Oh, shit.
That's a book.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Probably.
a book. That's an autobiography by a former Major League umpire.
Now he fucking reads. Now this guy reads. Reading Robbie. That's what they call him.
Yep.
And it was about how he hit all the players, even though he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, they would step up the plate. You go pop. They go fuck. Strike one.
All right.
The Empire likes mac and cheese.
I'm gonna wrap this up. The music. You can find the music at Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can get your music. Deezer, perhaps. We got 2 albums and a Christmas song, wherever you find that your music. But then on Bandcamp, you go to TheRoydsBandcamp.com, and you will find all the podcast songs that we've written, as well as guest songs, like all of Mark's songs. Robbie, the socials. Where can you find us on the socials?
The Empire likes snacks.
Very good.
You can find us on Twitter or X, Instagram or Instagram still, YouTube, TikTok, all those places at TheRoydsBand.
The Vampire Strikes Back.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. Listen to all the songs on our YouTube. Listen to the podcast on YouTube. Listen to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe and follow, I guess.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is important. A word of mouth. Word of south. Word of mouse as well, I guess.
That's very good.
The
Empire licks crack.
All right. Well, thank you again for listening. Tell your friends. Spread the word.
That
We
one really
appreciate you
pleased
listening.
me.
Yeah.
I bet it did.
We really appreciate you listening to this fucking nonsense. But yeah, we'll see you next week for Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire's knickknacks.
So long.
Bye.
The Empire Patty Wax.
Ooh, that's good.
Bye bye.
Empire gives a dog a bone. All right, we'll see you.